Okay, no, it's not. Not not a
I
perfect type
guess there
that
was just
story.
a lot of drama behind my name.
So wait, so okay, well, can I ask you what your almost boy name was then? Once they found out, once they found out you
my
weren't going to
mom
be a
wanted
girl.
to name me Elliot.
Oh, okay, Elliot. All right, yeah.
And then my dad and I guess the rest of the family there, because I was born in Iran, wanted to name me Ahmad because that was my dad's name.
Right.
So because I was the first grandson, I think it was culture that I had to be named that. But my mom grew up here, so she's not used to that. She really isn't used to that culture.
Yeah.
So she was like, "I'm having the baby. Why can't I name it?"
Damn right.
So it was this whole
All right.
thing.
Sounds on. You're right. You're damn right. So she ended up naming you Armand then.
Actually,
Oh.
Armand became my legal name when I was 12, and I didn't learn that. Yeah. But I've been called Armand since I was little. It wasn't until I moved to California that I realized my legal documents didn't have Armand on the name.
Mm.
So when we'd be at the airport, I wouldn't know what my name is. And I'd ask my mom, "What's my name?" My mom was like, "Don't be asking that at the airport."
Oh. the name on the legal documents.
Yeah, because
Good
it goes
No,
back
so
to
it's all right. No,
it
it's
goes
fine.
back
No,
to
it's fine.
religion,
It's an off
which
it's an off
I think
camera
is
story.
hilarious.
Everything goes back to.
There he is.
All right, I'll let him give his thoughts. Was there even there was a Sunflower Showdown this week? I know
it's Wednesday.
Oh, I was gonna say KU women's played K State this weekend.
How did that go?
They lost. They lost
Who?
brutally.
KU lost?
KU lost. Yes. KU. Well, K State's got a good women's basketball team.
And Raj is excited. Champions League is happening this week. I think it's happening this week.
Are we in round of 16 or
We're in round of 16.
Look at that.
But Liverpool had problems. They weren't being.
Tell me about that. Fill me in on that.
So
I saw the tweets.
Liverpool was playing RB Leipzig in Germany, and Liverpool wasn't allowed to enter Germany because I don't think Germany is allowing anyone from the UK.
Wow.
Something with their borders. So I think
so like Sevilla and Dortmund, they are not going to be playing in Dortmund's stadium then. Probably.
that I would. They would. Well, it looks like Sevilla's the home team.
When they play the next. Well, when they play
the next one, yeah,
whatever
we'll
the next
figure
one
that
is.
out. But I think the Leipzig Liverpool game, Raj, you can correct me. I think it might be in Turkey or something. But I think that sucks for Leipzig because
Leipzig
now
and
they
Liverpool.
can't have a home game.
Yeah, I'm looking on it right now. Let's see where they're playing at. Just a bunch of training stories.
Mm.
But the tweets about Liverpool, was that not Champions League related? Was that Premier League related?
Oh, like earlier? Yeah, that's Premier League. I guess Klopp, the manager, basically said that he's conceding the title because remember they won it last year after a long time, 20-some years.
No, that was a big deal. We were watching it.
And we thought they'd win it again, and then he already said he's conceding it. And I've been seeing some interviews with him. I think he's trying to. They're 10 points behind. They lost another game, 1-3. That's what I was confused. You're only 10, maybe 30. I don't know how many points. Let's see. You still got like 15 games left. Sure, you might not win, but like, I've never heard of a big team conceding when you got a little less than half of your games left. They have 15 games left, and they're 13 points behind. Sure.
You do the math. Who's in front of the table?
Man City's at 53 points with 23 games.
Man, you fell.
And then Man U's got 46, and Leicester City's got 46, so they're both 7 points behind, and then Liverpool's at 40.
Well, look at that. Would you take a look at that?
And then Chelsea and West Ham have 39. Yeah.
So what? That's Man City wins is like their fifth in 10 years.
They've been winning a lot the last decade, which I think we saw Man City become an actual
club. Yep, because you were absolutely right. We saw the Man U kind of reign go down. Man City won, was taking over. Chelsea got theirs.
Oh, my dad had always said, I mean, not just Premier League, just European soccer in general. The different countries seem to like take turns in who's dominant. Back in the day, right? You had your Italian teams, then your English teams, and then we got into the Spanish teams, right? You're a Barcelona guy. Remember, they were running supreme, and then the German teams were sprinkling in. And then we're back to the English teams, right? Liverpool won the Champions League 2 years ago, and then the Premier League, and then Bayern Munich won. So maybe these German teams again. So, and we see like the Spanish teams right now, Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Still the two dominant teams from the last.
In Spain, but in Europe, where are they? They're lower than they were 10 years ago.
I see what you're saying. When we look at all the European teams as a whole.
Who knows if Italy is going to come back into the conversation?
Well, let's see. Does Italy have a team that's in the round of 16? Juventus is there.
Mm-hmm.
Lazio
Mm-hmm.
Italian. Yep. Porto is Brazil.
Well, remember, it's Europe. Champions League is
I
Europe.
said not Brazil.
Well, Porto is Portugal.
Why did I say?
I don't know why you said Brazil.
It's
but
right there in the name,
Portugal.
Porto.
Yeah. And Atalanta
I'm
is
waking
the
up.
other Italian team.
Well, look at that. And Gladbach made it. Look at
There
that.
you go.
They get to play Man City. They drew the short stick, but
Yeah, looks
short straw,
like
whatever.
some good games. I think it's only Raj who cares about champions.
no, we can go ahead and give him a quick prediction. I like Liverpool.
Yeah, I think you like Liverpool that first game.
Yeah, why not? Hey,
I think I'm going to say it'll be a low-scoring game. I think that first game will be close.
Leipzig is German.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the Liverpool has beaten their last 5 away games against German sides in all competition.
Okay.
While Leipzig is unbeaten in their last 6 home matches in UEFA Champions League.
This is home, right? 'Cause
Right, home. Yeah,
Let's see if it says where it's played.
France is no
Oh,
longer.
it's played in Budapest.
Ooh.
They're going to play in Budapest. Yeah, I think Leipzig can. I think Leipzig can maybe win something. We can give our just in the other games tomorrow is Barcelona PSG.
Yep.
Should be a good game. I think PSG.
They always play each other, man. Always play each other in the Champions League.
I'll say Barcelona wins that one because they're at home. Raj wants to keep talking soccer. So we'll touch this quick before we get to the AD injury. Because I feel like you may want to talk about that. Is France no longer a farm league? I don't know enough about that, Raj, but I mean, the first question I think is going to be: is France going to replace the top 4 in Europe? Right? You got England, you got Spain, you got Italy, you got Germany. Can France replace? I don't know. Can France replace Germany? That's the thing. I feel like that would be the next up. But the problem is Germany's Bayern Munich versus France's PSG. That Bayern Munich has done a little more. And the second team, Dortmund versus whoever you want to say is the second team from France, Dortmund has done more. So until then, I think they're still 5th.
There you go. I think you nailed it.
Right.
You nail it with the soccer talk every time.
Oh,
When we talk
thank you.
soccer, no, because I'm just looking at the teams that are in it right now. I'm curious to see. We'll pay attention. We'll make sure we pay attention to the Italian and Germany teams in this. See who moves on.
Yeah, we
past
will.
their-
We'll look at because and we only talked about the first 2 matchups, but right there's 2 on Tuesday and Wednesday the
Uh-huh.
next 2 weeks. So it's a round of 16, and so it'll be Terrell's favorite sport on TV.
Well, we're
every Tuesday and Wednesday.
We got to put it back on the goal show. What was it called?
I think it's called the Golazo.
Golazo.
Golazo, right?
Golazo. Yep.
On
And
CBS.
but and CBS Sports. But there's only gonna be 2 games on tomorrow, so it won't be as exciting. It'll be like a late afternoon red zone, NFL red zone type day.
Now we have to talk about this AD injury, but I think your mom's in the.
Yeah, no, I'll say that I haven't read much up on it, but I don't know. Re-injuring your Achilles is never a good thing.
And that's not good because if it's the worst thing, then does that open up the West?
Yes, it does completely. Nah, it sucks.
Does that
It
open
sucks.
up
You
the
saw. I didn't watch the second half of the game yesterday, but they lost. I was watching the Daytona 500. I was watching NASCAR, baby. But I just noticed. I look over here and I'm like, our live studio audience grew. We doubled in size. Thank you guys for coming in today.
We doubled.
Lily and Terrell showing
We'll
up.
be giving the fans free coffee.
Yeah, free coffee. You get free coffee. You get free coffee. No, but I don't know. The Lakers they don't have a big man. You can say Marc Gasol, but no, he's
Or what's
up
it?
there
Is
in
Jared
age.
Dudley still on the team?
Maybe.
Watching
Yes.
him running around is funny.
I don't even think he plays anymore.
I feel like Jared Dudley on an NBA team is like me on my 4th grade basketball team.
They're just thin at the forward position. Montrez is gonna have to kick up his minutes.
My teams were always thin at the forward position, so I became a forward for some reason. The forward on the bench.
You were a forward on the bench. They would forward the dirty work to you.
Except you remember that time we played 3-on-3, and I was that.
You were the
I was
MVP.
I mean,
You weren't-
if you want to say I'm MVP, I know you and Terrell and everyone else said I was MVP, but it's
He's all giddy up about MVP, man. This guy's an MVP. Hey, Terrell, our boy's a star, man. Our boy's a star.
No, I wasn't MVP.
I didn't know.
But that was a
I didn't
good
know
time.
Lily was dating Shaq. Oh man! All right, well, Mom's in the chat. I hope she's still here because we gotta give a special shout out.
We
Here,
do.
we'll on the we'll put on the other cameras because we got some new mugs.
We got a nice Valentine's Day gift.
I know from one of the moms of the Coffee's On fan club. Thank you, Mama, for these amazing mugs. The coffee will
Thank
never
you,
go
Renee.
cold now.
Thank you, Mom.
The coffee will never go cold now. We'll never have to be like, oh, I left
Yeah,
I left some on the bottom and
It's always warm.
it's always
It's
warm.
going to always be warm.
You cracked me up when you talk. It's never gonna get cold, and I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. You're right.
We can't lose them
Insulation.
either.
What? No, we can't lose.
them.
You know, it's hilarious that you brought that up because my dad loses his coffee cups all the time.
Oh,
the
no.
time. Like leaves them on the train, you know. So you're on the train for 7 to 8 hours. You get off. You're just ready to get to the hotel and sleep. It happens. But yeah. So
This
now
would be
we have
good
an
for him to have, unless he would lose it. But
Well, I was thinking also, you know, now you got your coffee when you want to go to school. When you got school, you know, how you say you wish you could take your coffee with you. Well, boom, smack a pack. Now you can take it to class.
hey guys, I'm sorry I'm walking in late. Just with my coffee.
You guys heard
With
of
my
Coffee's
name
on
it.
yet? Coffee's on. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. No, but you can also eat soup out of this.
You can do anything in the Yeti.
You think it keeps ice cream cold? Yeah.
It has to keep ice cream cold.
Huh.
So does the Yeti? Is it for any temperature then? It's not just warmth, right?
I would imagine so. Yeah. I don't know. You can have a snow cone in it.
Oh, we can have a snow cone.
Have hot chocolate in it.
Good thing we got snow.
You can have some cereal in it.
Ooh, yeah, keep the cereal cold.
She said, "Hi, Mac. Is Chris Martin is he on Coffee's On today? Is he watching the Coffee's On? If so, Marty. Yeah, that's Marty's nickname.
Really? I was
Yeah.
wondering who Mac is. Marty.
That's what Mom's friend Kim, when she came down for Mom's Day. You know, each mom got a kid. Each mom got a son to
one
pretend
got
was their
Marty, one
pretend
got
son.
Ethan, I think.
Yep, her friend Jill got Ethan. Kim was Marty's mom for the night. That was crazy. That was a fun night. That was bowl night. Went to the bowl and had moose bowls. Remember we pre-gamed at
Salitos?
Salitos. Yes, yes,
that night was
Salitos.
crazy.
That night was just hilarious. Oh my goodness, that was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, just
time.
it's a crazy thing. How was your weekend?
That was good. No, it was fine. I watched the. Oh, hold on. Before we get to talk about our morning,
Good morning, Uncle Maury.
Uncle Maury. Where can we get his rugs? Where can we shop?
I'm Accents Galleria, but I'm finding the
Accents Galleria. Well, that's why I'll tell you about my weekend. And so
on 81st and Warno.
81st and
84th and
Warren.
Warno. You need any game stuff? You need a new pool table. You need a
Lily
dartboard.
says, "What game stuff?"
What game stuff? Pool table, dartboard. You need a fancy Persian rug because you want to live lavish.
We
Go to
we
Accents
lavish.
Galleria, 81st and Warno. Support local. Support your Waldo businesses.
I I worked all weekend. It was cool. What was it? What did I? I was working at 8:10. What did I do on Saturday as far as work? I can't remember what games were broadcasted that day or what was on, but went out and watched a movie. Hung out with parents. They're getting ready to redo the upstairs and everything because empty nesters. Doing that. They're gonna upgrade their upstairs.
The upstairs.
They're gonna upgrade the upstairs, and so we were just in the basement, watched a movie, went to work the next day. Ended up working 5 hours longer than expected. That's all right, though.
That sucks.
You know what? Let's talk about NASCAR for a second. You know why? Because NASCAR.
Fill us in.
Oh, my God. NASCAR, man.
So you were working at Daytona 500. You're supposed to be here around 6-ish, maybe 7.
No, 8 o'clock. I was supposed to get off work at 7. NASCAR goes into a delay at like 3 o'clock because of inclement weather in Daytona. Lots of rain was coming in. There was lightning. They had only finished.
McQueen.
If only. I wish he was on the track yesterday.
There we go.
They wouldn't have stopped the race if he was on there. Terrell didn't like that one. Look. The live studio audience is alive today.
Yeah. Barely.
Anyway, so NASCAR will delay a race for 5 hours and 40 minutes. And then they'll be like, hey, we're still going to race tonight. So at 8 o'clock, the Daytona 500 picked up and they raced.
Wow.
And they finished at 11:30 last night, which is fine. It's all good. Someone forced a wreck to win the race, to not win the race. He attempted to win a race by causing a wreck. He ended up not even finishing. His car blew up on fire. It caught on fire. Brad Keselowski's car.
That's crazy. Oh, he was in second?
He was in second, and he was trying to pass the guy in first, and he bumped him, and they all went spiraling out of control, and then his car went up in flames, and some guy that was an underdog by 6,600 won.
Plus 6600.
Plus 6600 won. He won the race. So
before the race, I just was thinking of the drivers I know, like the 3, and I was like, oh, Kyle Busch. And then I was looking at the scores, and there was 25 laps left. And I'm like, oh, Busch is in second place. I thought that was pretty cool. And then I don't know where.
Is he a Kansas guy?
No, the only reason I know him is, because Sports Center, but his brother.
He's the Peanut M&M winner.
Yeah, his brother, the other Busch, I think, used to drive, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And then this guy would get in, I think gets in like fights and stuff. They get in fight. NASCAR is an interesting sport.
Yes, it is. It is.
Interesting by many angles.
I don't know what to watch for when watching it still. I was texting our friend Nick Springer about it, watching. We were just talking about it. And I tuned into the Lakers game during when it kicked back on because I was like, you know what? They delayed it for 5.5 hours. I'm not going to watch this anymore. Watch Lakers. And he texted me when they're going into the final 100 or 60 laps. And I was like, all right, this is where it gets exciting. Well, before you know it, it's like the last 5 minutes of an NBA game. Everyone just starts playing harder. All the drivers were giving it their all. But anyway, so that was interesting. NASCAR will delay a race for 5.5 hours, and they will do night racing.
Maybe they didn't want to do it today, like do it the next day because they had already started, right? Didn't they already start like a lap or something?
But here's the thing. Apparently, so Sunday is just the start of, or the weekend is only the start of the races at Daytona. They have races that happen during the week.
They got like truck races.
A postponement to the next day wouldn't have been the worst thing.
I don't know.
NASCAR broadcast is kind of interesting. They got like 4 different people in 4 different locations.
I think they're trying to change it a little because I've been seeing the promos.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's always 4 people, but I think they're trying to add a little pizzazz.
So on TV they have the guys up in the booth and then they have the field people too.
No, I just know the promos they would have when we'd watch football because they had one guy that we know, Jeff Gordon, and I guess one of his car rivals are now part of the broadcast team, so they were making a big deal.
Yes, and they'll be like, coming down the stretch on the last stretch. All right, let's go down to the Advent Health Tent where Sydney is talking with Brad Keselowski, and then they talk. Then they go to the medical tent where you got to report to. But anyways, yeah. Oh man. Cousin Steffi, is it even your birthday?
Your cousin's birthday? Happy birthday, cousin Steffi. Feliz cumpleaños.
Hang on, no, I don't think it's our birthday. I gotta check Facebook.
See?
Maybe. We will be on Wednesday though, yes. our friend from LA, Giltner Creator, the guy we found on Twitch. Giltner's going to be joining us.
Yeah.
He found us
I'm
on
excited to
Twitch.
just meet the guy, learn about him.
Do you have a song for us today?
A song for us today? No, I don't. That was only a one-time
on
thing.
Wednesdays or 40th. Okay,
Wow.
Wednesday. All right, Wednesday. We will. So that gives us ample time to learn how to sing "Happy Birthday" in Spanish.
I remember the song that we in class. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños.
Yeah,
a ti.
that-
I think it was just Happy Birthday. That's a tune to Happy Birthday, isn't it?
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to
Feliz cumpleaños a. Because it's Steffi.
you. Sorrel,
Well,
join
listen, everyone. Oh,
Man, how was your weekend? You're the one with the Valentine to celebrate Valentine's Day with.
you're right. You're right. This weekend.
You took down the flowers. There was a big bouquet of flowers
There
here.
was. I put it back in my. I put it back. I thought I'd put it here to have a little nice dinner.
That's beautiful.
With some pizza. We had a waiter, and
Really?
yeah.
How was the waiter?
I mean, he wasn't really working, but he was still there. He was there for entertainment. He
Right.
did everything he needed to do.
Mm.
And that was
I'm
play
glad
the
to hear that.
music. And yeah, it was a good time. So let's see. Saturday we went out to dinner, and then Sunday we got some brunch.
Where'd you get dinner?
We went to Chili's.
All right.
And Sunday we went to breakfast, Milton's. We got Milton's brunch. I'm glad my parents aren't here because growing up I hated brunch.
Right.
They'd give me a hard time. But yeah, we got brunch at Milton's.
Come on, why aren't you eating your brunch?
Don't get me started. It literally took it wasn't until 2 years ago where I now like brunch. But yeah, we went there. It was snowy, and then we got here, watched some NPR Tiny Desk.
Yeah.
Just had it, just playing the videos.
Did you watch the Her one?
Yeah, we did. It's a good one.
It's a great
Except
one.
my mom called me
Oh.
while it was on.
Ooh.
But I paused the last song so I could hear it without interruption.
There you go.
And then we. Well, I mean, she was doing well, and I think Lily wanted to hear, but I'm just over here talking like, oh yeah. I don't know what my mom was talking about.
She wanted to wish you happy Valentine's
Yeah.
Day.
Well, I called.
You were her. We were talking about this before the show. You were her first. You were her first son.
Yeah, I
You were her
know.
first love.
I know. Well, I had to.
I don't know about that part.
Well, we don't need to get.
Your mama loves you.
I had to call. Well, I just wanted to call them, because it is Valentine's Day, and I know she always liked Valentine's Day for us.
Right.
I don't know why, but and then
I am. Hey.
and then yeah, and then we got picked up some pretzels from one of these breweries, and then got a pizza delivered, a heart-shaped pizza,
Yeah. The heart shaped
and
one.
then we watched our feature presentation, courtesy of Terrell Keurig Henderson.
5-year
And
engagement. Great movie.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was going to be interesting. I
Yeah,
really did.
Tell me about
You
it.
can see my review on Letterboxd
Letterbox.
on
Letterbox with a D. Yep.
on letterboxd.com. You can see my review. I'm getting a good following so far,
Good. Good.
but it was.
Scorsese following you. He wants to see all the
He's
famous
trying to, but I don't know.
film critics,
I don't know.
directors. They just got to see what Armand thinks of their movie.
They
right?
do. They do. And I'm like, what's his name? Who were the people? The old people who reviewed the films.
The guys from the Muppets.
The old guys from the Muppets? No, they were these old. The first two. So there's a song called
You'll
like
never
they do
know.
it on
Oh.
the Discovery Channel. If you know that song, well,
Oh yeah.
they mentioned the two guys who did the first. They popularized the movie reviews. I don't know why.
With thumbs up and thumbs down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. They're famous in the movie review. Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel. Ebert and Siskel. They were pretty big. In fact, yeah. Okay, but and then we watched that movie, 5-Year Engagement.
Very nice.
Pretty good. I liked it. And then this morning you got here, and he came here last night.
Yeah. It's cold out.
Yeah, it was cold yesterday, and I know it's colder today.
Look.
There you go.
Look,
See?
Cousin Steffi does know. She's a trivia. Cousin Steffi,
Oh.
do you want to play some trivia? Is that what are we trying to play some trivia?
I
Come on,
could just flip, courtesy of Lily. This isn't my book, but I could just. There's so many topics too, and then I even have a separate sports one. I have a separate Friends, the show.
Yeah.
And you got, I think, some blockbuster trivia. We have a Family Feud game, and you have 80s, 90s trivia. So we can have even a trivia week.
You have Friends trivia?
Yeah, I do. My mom got it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. If you guys wanna do it, we can. But
Let's
there's
hear it.
sports in here too. But yeah, there's anything like Jeopardy. It was also our favorite show for a couple weeks too.
We did watch Jeopardy a lot
That's
when
what,
the
looking
pandemic
back,
started.
they're gonna ask us how was coronavirus, and we know the facts and what was that, but how was it for us? We went through phases. I personally, there was a couple months when I was home. Armand, I went through a running phase.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
what
remember
was
that.
about. Then we went through a game show phase.
Yep, went through a game show. Yeah, we watched Prices. We made sure made sure we got our Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee.
We
Made
went
sure
through
we
a
were-
Dunkin' phase.
Oh, we did go through a Dunkin' phase. Damn, we did go. Damn it, we did go
didn't
through
even
one.
ask if we wanted coffee. We just knew we wanted coffee. Whoever went Dunkin' got the other person coffee.
Went through an eating phase. Yes, cousin Stephanie went through an eating phase. We haven't. I think I feel like I doubled my freshman 15.
You know what
Damn.
position Hank Aaron played?
Right field.
Outfield, yeah. Good job.
I just remember that highlight of him catching the ball over his shoulder. That might not have been Hank Aaron. No, Mom, not day drinking. She's over here trying to be funny. Day drinking. Actually, maybe that may have been included in there.
Day drinking.
We did a lot of barbecuing.
Coffee drinking. Yeah, we did.
We did a lot of
I ate the
barbecuing.
barbecue. I didn't do the barbecue, but yeah.
Well, I mean, we hung out. My front porch. I miss the front porch.
It was
Those were the days.
fun. I feel like those people now, granted it's a different time.
Oh, Mom was day drinking.
Oh.
Okay, Renee. All right. She misses that part. She wishes they would shut down hair salons again, close them down. What are you looking for? Another good question?
I'm just looking at these weird. The good thing about this book is that it really does teach you things. Like, what Grey's Anatomy actor has raced on the Indianapolis Speedway and drives professionally in Grand American Cup events? Patrick
Wow.
Dempsey. You wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't have known. Wow, look at
I
that,
know.
Doctor McLovin. Isn't that what he's called on Grey's Anatomy?
I'm pretty sure.
McDreamy.
McDreamy. That's what they call me too.
Mom and Steffi over here just talking about their favorite.
McSteamy. Micheladas. Michelob Ultras.
McDonald's.
Mia,
No,
just
hey,
put it on the speaker in your class.
cousin Steffi, that's all right. McSteamy works too.
McSteamy.
McSteamy.
Well, because they were. I kept forgetting to search that last night.
What?
How the Australia. Uh-oh, what happened?
Mia, don't you have a hill to walk up right now?
Yeah, Mia, go to. Why are you listening to Copy?
No, it's all right. We appreciate her tuning in.
No, I'm saying play it for the class. Tell them, hey guys, it's President.
What happened to the horse Paul Revere rode on his famous midnight ride? That's
It
a crazy
ran away?
question. No, even worse.
It got killed.
No, probably worse than that.
It got eaten by a titan.
No, the British took it away from him. Paul Revere's over here saying the British are coming. The British are coming. And they said, "Hey,
For your horse.
hey, you asshole!" No, they took his horse from him. Dang,
Wow. What genre is
darn
that?
Brits. History. History. Oh, here, you know this one. Which country was at war with Iran from 1980 to 1988? You've told me this one before.
I think that was already in. We had said that, but it's Iraq, right?
Yep. You have there was
some
you taught me
Iranian
about
issues
that
there.
one. When we've talked about it.
Yeah. I knew some of the geography. There was oh, that's probably history or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like, yeah. It's
No, I
historical
didn't know
thing.
what
But
subject it.
That war did affect the geographics, did it not? Maybe
the
not.
geographics. Maybe if that war did affect anything, it affected where we are now, right?
Mhm.
And maybe started a little domino effect.
Which U.S. gangster described himself as a used furniture dealer on his business card?
Let's go with what's his name? The one what's his face played in that movie that I thought the trailer was good, but apparently it was a really bad movie.
No,
John Travolta.
No, no,
played-
Travolta. No, you're thinking of
Well, I'm thinking
Tom
of that
Hardy.
movie.
Oh.
I'm thinking of the movie Travolta played.
No, not that movie.
Gotti.
Well, I don't think
Was it
Gotti was Gotti a gangster. No.
Yeah.
He-
He was.
But they're-
Because from the trailer I learned, and from Wikipedia I learned that's why they started calling people Don and Gotti. Like, if you ask the music whiz Armand, there's some rappers who have Gotti in their name.
Wow. All right.
There you go.
Look
Did
at
you
that.
know that, Terrell? I bet you did.
This guy's full of facts over here.
Well, did
We're over here learning about Gotti. God wears Gucci apparently.
Where's Gucci?
According to Armand, because the devil wears Prada. That's Armand's joke. I'm not gonna steal that.
Yeah, we don't need that. No,
It was a funny joke. The devil,
Yeah.
if the devil wears Prada, God wears Gucci.
Yeah, yeah, it got the apartment rolling. They were dying when I said that joke. Like, oh,
Hey,
bro,
that
it's
was
so funny.
It's a funny one. I just laughed while thinking about it.
Oh.
The devil wears Prada.
Could
God
any
wears-
non-institutional sports league ever gain popularity in the U.S.? That's Raj just had 3 cups of coffee with that question.
Bro, it's just
So-
a Monday, man. What is going on here? It's President's Day.
Yeah, man, it's a big coffee.
He just wants to talk. He wants his questions answered.
So I'm assuming he's talking about like the non-Big Four. We'll say the non-Big Five, right?
Maybe not. Yes, and here's
That's
how.
what he's talking about. Okay, you say yours, and I just have one answer that could take up.
My. I saw this on Twitter. I guess Marshawn Lynch was calling one. It was color commentary for one of the games.
What game?
One of the ones that Roz mentioned.
Raj asked a question, but I don't know.
No, he's
what
right.
that is.
Fan controlled football. Fan controlled football. So
I've been
I don't-
hearing about it.
I think it's obviously it sounds what it is what it sounds like. I think the fans can call the plays for the teams or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, you got Google open, perfect. But anyway, so yes, I feel like popularity can be gained from some of those sports in the U.S. if you just maybe get the right commentaries. Maybe you get some famous voices, because as we all know now, there's no better way to capitalize on yourself than to use your brand, which is what Snoop Dogg does when he goes and calls and he gives a guest commentary in NHL games. I'm pretty sure he was in the NHL video game. They had put him in it.
And they actually said not only was it funny or entertaining, he did a good job.
Exactly.
For his Kings. He's a Kings fan.
Yeah, exactly. And so Marshawn was calling during one of these games. That would be pretty fun to tune into.
I think they're finding out that, okay, the baseline. People watch sports because they want to watch that sport. But then what if there's more? Okay, we like football, but we only watch NFL. What if we watch the AAF or whatever it's called? Because they had a Marshawn Lynch or they had someone cool that we enjoy on commentary, like a Pat McAfee or something.
Yeah,
they're finding different ways to give us interest.
Yeah.
And Snoop Dogg even helped with that boxing match, right?
Yep.
So
That's the Tyson one. Yeah.
maybe there's different ways to find, I don't know, short-term popularity. I don't know if any sports league will be in our realm of the 4 to 5 leagues, I'll say.
Yeah.
If we need a refresher, right? We got NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, and then MLS.
And that's fine. It's a long-term game anyway.
I think MMA is the only thing, and because it is kind of national, right?
Yeah, no, it is.
UFC, I
No,
should
not
say.
kind of. It is.
UFC.
Yeah.
UFC. I feel like that, and some people believe that can be next up. I think that is the closest thing. Lacrosse, I mean, I enjoyed it the first time I called.
Yeah, you did. You got to work some lacrosse games.
Well, it was just NAIA lacrosse. I was like, wow, this is kind of an exciting sport to watch. I just don't know if it's going to gain mainstream popularity equivalent to those 5. I think UFC's kind of getting close.
This is why I don't understand why ESPN just doesn't create ESPN The Ocho. You are owned by Disney. Disney reached Disney reached the number of Disney Plus streamers that they wanted in a 3-year span in just a year. Like, come on, guys, just give us ESPN The Ocho.
And so-
Because another sport that got popped that ESPN started airing was disc golf. Disc golf was on ESPN, and that was the sport that gained popularity through COVID.
And I mean, that's just you're saying, you're kind of being disappointed by Disney or ESPN by like not taking advantage of these opportunities.
Yeah.
They might not see it worthwhile, but now we're seeing ESPN in the world of sports media kind of get the margin between first and second, or
That would
ESPN
be it,
and
yeah.
the competitors are getting closer. So whether they're huge, owned by huge companies like Bleacher Report, or CBS Sports that's trying to get there, or Fox Sports, or someone like a Barstool, or there's a DAZN that's the former head of ESPN, went to DAZN, which is a European owned thing,
Mhm.
owned media, sports media. So ESPN, the things that are making you a little disappointed, oh, why aren't they taking advantage of the Ocho? These other leagues can take advantage.
Oh, and
Well, we
our
got
weatherman Terrell.
There's snow outside.
There's snow
It's
outside.
snow
Thanks-
outside.
Thanks, Ollie. The fight this weekend.
I didn't watch, but
What do you got? What's your fun fact from it?
it might be the same as your fun fact.
No, say it.
The Julian Marquez,
Okay, it's not the same fun fact.
he won his fight. And
Yeah.
he was apparently on the main card. Not only did my fighting commentator, my mom, tell me about it, but also Raj snapped me about it. And the
I love
first
that.
person who told me about it was your Twitter, because you retweeted it and you were on the phone at the time. And
Yeah.
I was thinking, what if this is Marco's cousin that he just tweeted?
Yeah, my cousin Julian,
Well, but,
King Julian. But yeah, no. So a fun fact though about him though, my friend up at 8, he was a board op up at 810 when I started. He's actually starting kind of the media coverage for local UFC and fighters in Kansas City. Fresh Media. Check it out on Twitter. Go follow them. Fresh. Fresh.
I'm assuming he's close with, or he knows James Krause then, right?
Yep, knows James Krause. Interviewed Marquez. So that's
Nice.
what you saw on Twitter. He had. I do have a cousin Julian.
Julian!
Mom, do I have a cousin Julian who's a
King Julian.
UFC fighter? UFC fighter.
Well-
But anyway, so my friend got to interview him, and so that's what you saw on Twitter. Not the same guy. All right, perfect. So, not the same guy. Darn. And anyway,
Your friend on Twitter.
my friend on Twitter. So that's what you saw was his interview that I had retweeted. So yeah, Josh Byers, baby, Fresh Media. And
What's it called again? Fresh Media?
Fresh Media.
We'll check it out.
I'll make sure I get this right.
Well, my mom, I guess, my mom and Chris, they,
But the fun fact from the fight, he had beat his friend, the guy that Raj was talking about. He had beat, I guess, his friend to win the title. So that was kind of so.
That's cool.
It was two people that knew each other going after.
well, I guess they know James Krause. My mom and them know because Chris is close with him. So
Oh yeah,
they
Glory.
were telling me about him and all that because they do
Glory
some
James
business
Fitness.
stuff with it. Yeah, they know a lot
Glory
of the fighters
James.
there and all that. But I guess Krause was at the fight.
Hmm.
And my mom was telling me this Julian Marquez guy seemed like a very polite guy. Like Krause is yelling at him like, "Hey, you got to kick his ass," and he's like, "Yes, sir." And my mom said she was so surprised that he's saying "yes, sir" in the middle of a fight. I'm like,
Nah, he's just James. James is a coach, man. He's a
Yeah.
he's a fighter and a coach, and
coach, and
that's why he has the gyms. He actually, when I interned at Border Patrol, he would come on every
Nice.
the day that I interned on.
Mhm.
With what's her name? She covers UFC fighting too. I can't remember her name to save my life for some reason. Anyway, James.
The Lawrence girl,
Yeah. Wait,
Taryn.
No, not Taryn. It's not Megan Anderson, but she came on
Okay.
as a guest. But because Steven St. John he's the
Big in
the
UFC.
fighter guy. Yeah, there was a show on Fox Sports that had to do with UFC. But anyway, so he'd come in, very nice guy, very cool guy. But yeah, he's
Well, maybe we can-
when it comes to it, he's a serious guy. He was on a main card one fight for a UFC fight.
Well, I guess you've met Krause before, but maybe we can meet him again or talk about it. Well, now I know that I'm already getting invited to not UFC fights, but different lower level. Apparently, they know a guy who he's got to win his next fight, 24-year-old, and if he does, he's in UFC.
Really, that's
One
crazy.
of Krause's young guys. Yeah.
Wow, so that's what I'm saying. So Kansas City has some up and coming fighters.
They got
And Fresh Media KC is
They got
covering it.
One of these female fighters who I think is going to be on the next main card.
Wonder if Raj knows because he did ask thoughts on the next UFC event having 3 title fights. Hey,
Maybe
that's how you market a big one. I wonder what is it UFC 2? What UFC is it? UFC.
But Raj, to answer your first question, I
259.
actually didn't watched the fight. I had a feeling Usman would win, although I'm not a big UFC guy. My first UFC fight I saw was maybe a year ago, and it was Usman against Covington. And I thought that was awesome. I thought it was my first time really watching the sport.
Ooh, all right. So the three. Oh, so okay. Megan Anderson is actually in one of the
I think
title
that's
fights
the
next
Kansas
week.
City girl.
Well, I think she's from Australia.
Oh,
But yeah, she's from.
Training
But
in
she
Kansas
fought.
City.
She fights out of Lee Summit.
City, from Lee Summit, Missouri. That's what he says.
No,
That's what-
she's in James's gym. She fights at Glory MMA.
We gotta check out
Lee
that
Summit.
gym. I'm glad your friend is doing the. No, I've been thinking of different things with UFC. We already got. You got your.
You want to go fight?
Oh, find a different way to. UFC's popular, right?
Yeah. No,
We got 3 people on Coffee's On talking about it. Us and Raj.
Us and Rock.
And we got people listening.
No, yeah, you're right.
But yeah, it's
3 title fights. So light heavyweight, the women's featherweight, which is Megan Anderson, and Amanda Nunes.
Nunez.
Nunez.
She's a big fighter.
She is a big fighter. She's the champion. She's the defending champ. And then the bantamweight.
Did you watch anything about Usman? Did you watch Usman's fight or anything?
No. The only thing that I knew about was what I said. I think that's what I read on Twitter. Was that
Yeah, I
it's his-
saw that. Yeah.
What was that? It's his friend. So my mom was talking about it earlier. She had mentioned it in the comments, but I hadn't got. I've seen the article twice on Twitter, but she had sent me it last night also. And it talks about how the narratives, how all the Patrick Mahomes narratives and the Chiefs narratives post Super Bowl suck, and they do suck. That's to be honest. And so you just got to. The reason I haven't read it is because I feel like I don't care what anybody says. I haven't watched a sports show, a debate show since the Super Bowl week, because we already know what's going to be said about Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. We know it's going to be just all bad things until the start of next season, which is fine. That's cool. It's whatever. That's what happens. That's what happens when you lose the Super Bowl, especially when you're the team that was like favored to win. When you get upset like that, when you lose 31-9 in the Super Bowl, yeah, you're gonna get crapped on.
But
all right, Mom, I'm gonna go look it up.
Well, but this is, we kind of have a different. We have some experience in media. We studied journalism, right? We've had some internships. You more than me, but we know a little about the media world, so we know what media is going to do. And you don't need to study it or work in it to know. You can have an idea, and of course, sometimes they're going to try and get that headline. Try and produce, I don't know, some conversation, like saying, "What if Patrick Mahomes isn't that good?" That's going to start conversation, because probably all of us here think that it's absurd, and probably even those hosts think it's absurd. But still, their producers are saying, "Hey, we need this." Why? Because now your mom is texting you about an article, and you're talking about it on our show, and people are hearing about it, and we're going on ESPN. It's all part of. So that's how I see it. It's part of the way it goes. Okay, that's what you got to do. That's the next step. Big guy lost. All right, time to make some money with the headlines.
Yeah, you just can't listen to what's being said from the national media, because once again, they don't just broadcast in Kansas City and Tampa Bay. They broadcast all over the world, because that's ESPN. And that's a worldwide world of sports.
And that's media's purpose. We have our. Yeah. Oh, sorry, keep going.
No, and so they're gonna say. It's not the first time stupid stuff has been said on sports shows before, just to get viewership and clicks, and that's fine. It's okay. And there's things called hot takes and cold takes. There's a lot of each, and so
some people get attacked for them. Some people don't.
They think it's a hot take saying that that calling Patrick Mahomes and saying that he's not as great.
But see, they're working. It works. It's why it's a great industry, and it's always been part of us, and it's going to be alive and well for a long, long time. But we are smart enough. We make our own decisions about anything, and that's what media is. Media isn't telling you what to think. A lot of people think about that. The news, it just gives you an opinion. Sometimes it's going to give you maybe not an opinion, but a different way to look at something, and it's your choice to either buy into it or not. Except many people choose to either buy into it or go way against it, which means they're going to win because we're giving it attention. We're giving it that. And we don't believe that Mahomes is falling off yet. We've been talking about, oh my gosh, why are people saying Mahomes is falling off?
Jacob Harris is the guy who wrote this over at the Chiefs Sports Illustrated. And I like what he says. You know, you can't judge Mahomes' young legacy already after this one Super Bowl loss when Tom Brady lost 3 Super Bowls, 2 to Eli Manning and 1 to Nick Foles, while Mahomes loses to a team led by the GOAT of quarterbacks, which that's not an argument. He's the GOAT. And I think that's perfect. That's well said right there. That's it. That is the one right there. Mm-hmm. Cannot judge this guy after 1 Super Bowl loss.
You can't.
When it's a bleeping team sport.
It is. Yeah, now he may have some similarities with past, quarterbacks who may have shown that they might be the up and coming of the new NFL dynasty. And people are saying, like, hey, there's that similarity between Wilson and Mahomes. They lose in their first real season in the playoffs. They win the Super Bowl next time. Then they lose to Tom Brady. That's just, that's a little too many similarities, but those are just similarities. Those aren't the same. Yeah, 2 old coaches, 2 good teams, but they aren't the same. It's not exactly the same. And it doesn't mean that Mahomes and Wilson are going to have the same destiny. Yeah. Only time will tell. Both are, one is a middle-aged quarterback and the other is a young quarterback. Both, time will tell.
I could sit here and say that, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head. You just can't listen to it. It's just noise. It's all noise.
It is noise.
Well, my mom used to tell me all the time, don't deal with crazy. Don't get worked up in the craziness. Don't listen to crazy. That right there is just crazy. You can't listen to it.
We got to choose what we listen to. And that's not just with news or just anything in this world, right?
Yeah.
You got to choose what to corrupt your mind with. Choose what you want to spend your energy on.
There's been a lot of false things said on TV before. There's a lot of BS that gets said on TV. You just got to know.
TV and not.
You just don't have to look. You just got to tune it out.
You have to be smart enough to know your own facts, research your facts, and you can make your own opinions and accept that other people might have different opinions. And Renee,
boom,
settles it.
Give it the attention it deserves.
We'll let Mahomes and company show it on the field next year. Sadly, there's going to be 6 months where they can't do anything. It's just going to be words.
Right.
But hopefully that might give them a little more fire that they didn't have in this last game.
Ain't that the truth, man? Ain't that the truth? I just can't deal with the national media right now. It's like I said, I've been able to watch sports because I don't want to hear what they're saying about the Chiefs because you know what? We know who this Chiefs team is. It's gonna look kind of different next year after the draft and another round of free agency, but we know who Patrick Mahomes is. We know what he does on this team. You know what? Because at the end of the day, it wasn't Tom Brady that beat Patrick Mahomes. It was the Buccaneers that beat the Chiefs.
You're right. It was the
and
Buccaneers.
Mahomes left his all out there. I thought that was the storyline. You can't say Mahomes gave it his all out there and he played to the best that he could with a bad offensive line. And then commercial break, and the next thing you're coming back with is he can't ever be the GOAT. That's fine. I don't want him to be the GOAT. I don't want it. I let Tom Brady be the GOAT. Let him have all that. I don't care if Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT at all. I just care if he gets. I just want him to see through the NFL career that he's that he pretty much started.
They're going to be harder on him because of how fast he started.
Yeah,
he started his career, and maybe not. It isn't even maybe. He started his career in a way we have not seen. If it's not ever, have not seen
historically. Yeah,
since maybe before our parents were alive. You have 3 seasons, and you go AFC. You go MVP, Super Bowl MVP, and Super Bowl runner-up. There you go.
Steffi said it. Steffi. Wise. It must be your birthday Wednesday. You are wise. Different stories, different paths. That is correct.
That's what it is. Now it's time for Patrick to make his own path. He wants.
Well, he already has. And he just got to continue down it. Just don't make any left or right turns.
Huge obstacle. Maybe we had some small, but this is the first huge one. What everyone is saying, and they're learning. And there's a lot. I don't know. It's a different era of a quarterback, different era of the game, different generation, all that.
Reed went to 5 straight, or not 5 straight. Reed had 5 conference championships under his belt before he won his first Super Bowl. I just
won to 5 conference championships, yeah.
4 or 6, I guess, counting the one that 5. Yeah, 5.
He went to
Six,
5 with
six.
the Eagles, and then he went 1 with the Chiefs, and then they win the Super Bowl in the next one.
Well, he went 4
4 in a
with the
row.
Eagles. Did he make
That was-
another one with them?
He did.
The Cardinals
what year
year
it
with the
was?
McNabb, yeah,
Cardinals,
that
6
one
and
year.
4.
You're right.
Because I remember we did predictions, because you know how I always love predictions. And Arian, my brother, was
Yeah.
in kindergarten, and so I make the bracket for all of them. And he picks the number 6 and 5 seed to meet in the NFC Championship game, and I'm like, Arian, this is not going to happen. Turns out it's the 6 and 4 seed in the NFC Championship game.
I love that. How's this card trading go?
I think it's still starting. He has some cool cards.
Did you hear what happened in Kansas City? My mom was blowing my phone up about it, telling me to tune in to Dana and Parks when it was going on. I said, I can't tune
he's
in
the
to Dana
biggest
and Parks
fan.
because radio.com doesn't allow me to listen to them on my phone for some reason. I got to go get like a radio or something. But anyway, Pokemon cards are back in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, someone had sold hundreds of $1,000s of worth of Pokemon cards in Kansas City.
You know, around Christmas, my mom was asking me about Pokemon cards. I'm like, what do you mean? Why do you want to know about Pokemon cards? She was telling me how the trading. Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Sorry.
Oh, mom. Spell it. You look up Pokemon cards in KC, and a week ago there was a story from KSHB that said Pokemon cards help create chemistry along the Chiefs' offensive line. But anyway, so I guess that Pokemon was celebrating their 25th anniversary with Happy Meal toys. I guess they ran out quick because of it. I'm not even finding any stories about it. But anyway, I guess there was some Pokemon cards sold in Kansas City.
Who was the first modern athlete picked to play in pro football and baseball all-star games?
Not Barry Sanders. Bo Jackson.
There you go.
Yeah, he hit a home run in the MLB All-Star game. To center field off the Athletics pitcher.
What London venue stages the third tennis Grand Slam event played every year?
What London venue? Wimbledon.
There you go.
I love
Dude,
it.
I'm just scrolling through, seeing if there's
Australian Open's happening.
any- Yeah, that's what I was looking at, actually.
Tell me about it.
Well, we're quickly in the quarterfinals.
Very good. Very good. Very
We got
good.
some top guys like Djokovic and Nadal are there.
Yeah,
um,
he plays. Nadal plays. tomorrow.
Djokovic battled with an injury against an American,
Okay.
but he's still in the quarterfinals, while Nadal has had an easy time. He's won in 3 sets in all of his 4 matches. So
I love this. We can watch Osaka at 7:30 p.m. and then at 2 a.m. we can watch Serena Williams
I
take
didn't
on
even,
the number 2 seed.
I was just looking at the men's for now.
I
just
know,
seeing
I'm
who's
looking-
there, but then I'm gonna look at women's to see. Coco Gauff didn't advance, but see where Osaka and Serena is. I just want Serena to win one more slam so she could tie the. So she has the post-Open era record.
Yeah.
But there's a girl before, I think Margaret Court, who has one more Grand Slam. Just for her, I just want her to be no doubt all time.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I wanted to win that
She's-
one after she had a child.
And I'm glad. Why did I? Oh, my mom. Why did I ever give yours away? I didn't have Pokemon. I had Yu-Gi-Oh.
I did have Yu-Gi-Oh too. I think I still have them.
So don't beat yourself up, Renee. I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards, not Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh is.
And I just, this men's Australian Open.
But yeah, tell me. Yeah.
So far, it's kind of been chalk. 6 of the top 8 made to the quarterfinals. There's one wild card entry. But, you know, in tennis, we're seeing maybe it's a little turn of the era for those 3 people who might like tennis. Because we have seen a historical dominance between the big 3. My friend Kevin, my roommate from freshman year, he was a big tennis guy. And we would always talk about the big 3, Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. They have done things that in individual sports we haven't seen for nearly 15, 16 years. They have won, right? There's 4 majors every year. I think there's maybe been 5 where they weren't in the final. Like, they have been that dominant. Nadal has only lost 2 matches in the French Open. Like, he's won 90 some. Like, this is dominance that isn't tennis. This is sports dominance. And usually in any individual sport, many people win. People have said it's sad for the other good tennis players who
Yeah.
they could have been good, but
The fish from France. Fish
Yeah.
from France, man. I always rooted for him to win one. He just never. I think he got one, but not one of the major ones. But yeah,
who?
John Fisher.
John Fisher? Is he American?
French.
French.
Mhm.
But
yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
but those 4, but with Federer not playing this one, Djokovic battled an injury, and they're both kind of maybe they're ending their prime.
No,
People are
Tsonga,
thinking-
he wasn't Fish. It was
Tsonga.
Tsonga.
Oh, Tsonga, yeah, with a T, yeah.
I don't know why his name was Fish.
But yeah, we're seeing a different thing. But on the women's side, other than the two Williams sisters, there's usually a lot of turnover in who wins. Again, other than the Williams sisters, you had people like Sharapova who would win a few and all that.
Victoria.
But now we're seeing Osaka, someone our age who could have been American, but the U.S. Federation didn't want her when she was young, so she picked Japan. I was reading about it.
Get out of
I
here,
think
really?
when she was really young. Then they wanted to get her back, but she said no.
Well, yeah, never
Also,
forget.
the city of Osaka, because some people are named after their cities, I guess, in different cultures, right?
Very
the
cool.
city of Osaka is a top 10 most populated city in the world. Fun fact.
Armand Topeka Al Husseini.
What?
Marcos Salina Marquez.
But yeah, Osaka, I mean, a lot of people are hearing about her now. But remember, she won that U.S. Open against Serena Williams in the final, and the crowd was booing her. Where Serena had to say, "Hey, don't boo her." She played her butt off. And
Why did they boo her?
I don't know. Because
I do remember that. They had to come. It was horrible.
She's our age, October 16th, 1997, and she's already won 3 Grand Slams. I'm looking at her.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, I thought she was I thought you were saying that's from the fight in the New York, the
And
US Open
Osaka
was.
and Williams could meet in the semis. I would love that if Williams can get past Simona Halep. She's been pretty good. And
Very nice.
This Pegula girl, Jessica Pegula, I guess she's the grandchild of the Bills owners.
Oh, okay. Look at that.
And also there is a women's tennis player, Kiki Vanderweek, whose uncle played in the NBA, and I think his name is also last name's Vanderweek, but he might be. I'm gonna check this.
Armand loves Google.
His name is also Kiki Vanderweek.
Nice.
You know who he is, Terrell? Have you ever heard of him? Okay, never mind. Well, he played for the Knicks, Clippers.
Kiki Palmer, any relation?
No. He's the vice president he's the executive vice president of basketball operations of the NBA right now. Wow. And I think it's his niece who's in the tennis world. She's not here right now. And lastly, I'm going to stop my tennis bit because these names ring a bell. This Ashley Barty girl. Yeah. She I think won a Grand Slam a few years ago as like an unranked person, won the French Open. And she's now in her native country, Australia. So she's that 1 seed. And we'll play, if she wins, we'll play an American in the semifinal. But you know what? For those who like sports and need something to watch, Australian Open, if you're up, it's in the quarterfinals. So
pay attention to those storylines, folks. There's that's a lot happening on the women's side.
Next great.
Yeah.
Because she's already won 3.
Yeah.
I feel like in women's tennis, because I said there's a lot of turnover, 3 already at a young age at 23. I mean, she could be up and coming. I think she's one of Nike's stars too. Yes. Yeah. As a whole, like sport, and so
a lot of storylines there. I'm glad that you brought up the Serena Williams, though. If she wins this one, her resume, what is added to her resume? Not only another Aussie championship, but
just another Grand Slam,
another Grand Slam, but another record.
Another record. And you talked about the dominance that we've seen from tennis players, especially from her, but just on the men's and women's side that we've got to watch throughout our 23 years here on Earth. But last week we talked about the GOAT of all time, the greatest athlete of all time across all sports. And what was it, Bleacher Report, The Ringer, that had put out that image with Tom Brady leading the front. And I had sent, there was a tweet, Martellus Bennett, former NFL tight end, had put out a tweet this weekend saying that Tom Brady wasn't and that Serena Williams is. And I think right there in that part of the spiel that you gave, that shows it. That shows it. And he says it too, where it's her. It's all on her. It falls on her. Everything that happens, she controls. She's the only one that controls it. Tom Brady doesn't control the Buccaneers. There's 50 other players on that team also, and another coaching staff. There's a lot of people that put in the work to win that Lombardi trophy this year. It wasn't just Tom Brady. She didn't just control it. She may have wrote her own.
No, you're right. No, she wrote her
segment of tennis.
She wrote. She did everything the help of trainers and all
her
the other stuff
dad.
that her dad, all the stuff that goes into
Maybe her
that
dad.
goes into making who Serena is. But at the end of the day, she's the one out there playing. She's the one out there winning the matches alone. It's not two people out there. She plays doubles with Venus, yes, but when it comes to singles, as in one, she is the single greatest athlete of all time because
Wow.
of what she did. Narrative, the narrative does downplay team sports. Thank you, Scott Peterson. Welcome to
Here we
Coffee
go.
On.
Now let's have a.
It does downplay team sports because I know that at the end of the day, athletes don't care. Mike Evans doesn't care if Tom Brady gets the recognition because Mike Evans got a Super Bowl. Jason Pierre-Paul.
He's got a couple.
Levante David. I think I got that.
Davis.
David.
I don't know, one of those.
Antoine Winfield Jr. At the end of the day, they're not going to let that noise get to them because they know it's all just tie and it's whatever. It's fine. Tom Brady's got 7 rings. He helped me get one.
He did.
It does
he helped
down.
me get one, and I helped him get 7.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
he helped.
team sports is about.
Boom. And I helped him get 7.
But in the end, you know, Serena for her singles, for her 22, I think it is, single titles. It's not that she had help on the court. You got your coaches training, of course.
But
like
no,
any
it's just her.
individual
It's
sport,
just her out there. She wins the championship.
which she won it, and she did it in something that like historically in a sport that has been played forever
Yeah,
all over the world.
Yeah.
She's like, they have to make a new rule to say, okay, she's not number 1. They have to make okay, she's not number 1 because he. They have to do a new thing.
Mhm.
They have to say, okay, what about team sports? Someone in individual sports is so dominant that we have to find different arguments, whichever way is right or not. And in the end, it's going to be hard. It's hard to, even in the same sport, like a sport of basketball, sometimes it's hard, or soccer and football, it's hard to find, who's the best player, this position player versus this position. Well, they play different positions. But then now we're trying to do singles, individual sport versus team sport. And it's very hard. It's hard to compare, yet we are, because she's so good that we're trying to find a way to say, no, maybe she's not that good. And I think that itself, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but I feel like that itself shows how top class she is.
No, you said it right there. I don't even think Tom Brady is the greatest team player of all time. I think it's LeBron James. You know why? Because coming back 3-1 against one of the best NBA teams ever in an NBA Finals series and winning it. That right there puts him as the best as the GOAT athlete in my book. Tom Brady, the Buccaneers were never a bad team. I'm going to give Terrell credit here. They just had a quarterback that threw 30 interceptions in a season. They weren't a terrible team. They had the assets around him, and that's what Tom Brady recognized. You think he went to Florida because of the no personal taxes? Probably. That might be part of the decision.
Did he go so
but
he could rebrand TBTB?
Maybe.
Or
No.
did he go so he could rewrite the history and say he's the first player in NFL history, first quarterback in NFL history to win that Super Bowl at home? Sorry.
No, there's a lot of things. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of things that went into it. Yeah, MJ GOAT.
But
LeBron.
There's something I want to say, Scott. You said it might be said that if you stand out on a team sport, that you're even better. I see what you mean. My Wi-Fi. Sorry.
No, my went too. That's all right.
I wonder if we're still. I actually think we're still on.
Yeah, you're still on. We're good.
Well, I see what you mean, Scott. But here's the thing. We're saying Tom Brady stood out, but remember, Tom Brady is the quarterback. So, yeah, you are saying if you stand on a team sport, but we aren't talking about the other positions. All we're talking about is quarterback. Yes, the most important position in football. But then if you stand out on team sport, what you said, what about those other positions? Aren't we kind of giving the quarterback a little more benefit? We're giving him a little, a little more credit because he is the quarterback. So then that means that, okay, if no one else is quarterback, then no one else can be in the conversation. I don't know if I'm making sense. I could be rambling, but
could you say that again in a shorter way?
You're right. I don't know if I can.
Raj brings in Wayne Gretzky.
Good change.
No,
keep going. Raj said
either he's the luckiest or the greatest. No, Raj said Wayne Gretzky. I didn't watch enough hockey. I don't know much about Wayne's history, but I do know that he is considered the greatest hockey player of all time. I've heard stories from our one of our family friends that I used to babysit for. He's talked about watching, because he's a Bruins fan. He's talked about watching Wayne Gretzky and just making everybody look silly out there on the ice. Fun fact: because of Steffi and Michael Jordan share a birthday. Paris Hilton too.
Yeah,
Switched
but I think the fact of the matter is whether you're saying LeBron or MJ, or you're saying Brady or Montana, right? Or you want to say a Gretzky, right? These are in, at least in their respective sports or in their respective eras of their sports, they were the greatest. So great that people want to say they're the greatest of all time. And now there's new people coming in the conversation in some of these individual sports because they're doing something in the individual sport that hasn't been seen. And I agree with you, Scott. I think the most peaceful way is to argue it sport by sport or position by position. But then we can't argue. Then there's no beauty in having that conversation. As much as we hate arguing, I think we love arguing. We love discussing.
Raj, love it.
And then there's that thing about the NBA. You want to say so-and-so has more championships than the other, so he's the greatest. Well, what about Mr. 11 rings, right? He's got 11, I think.
Yeah, he's got 11.
He
He's
was
got the
even a player
MVP
coach,
trophy
I
named
think, for
after
one of
him.
them. So what about him? Except once I heard this argument from, what's his name? Colin Cowherd, that said he doesn't think centers or power forwards should be considered in the greatest of all time in basketball because that is based on genetics. He thinks they should thank. He said this. They should thank their parents because they're so much taller and all that. That kind of, as much as Colin Cowherd spews some nonsense, that kind of was like, I've never thought of it that way, whether I agree with it or not.
Hey, Colin Cowherd roads maps to the point that he makes very well sometimes.
Colin Cowherd is
it
also
can be interesting.
And
Only
you know,
teams
and
when he
then
won the
there's the
11,
more
man. There's
arguments
Scott.
we make. Yeah,
This is why we have a live audience because we
There
don't know
weren't
we don't know everything.
There
We don't
weren't-
know everything.
There weren't
No one
that
knows.
many teams,
And we're not going to act like we know everything
but
because we don't. We're not
don't.
experts. We're not
we
experts in
hope
the
that the
field.
people who watch this can
Okay.
help us know, teach us the things we don't know, whether it's MMA or someone like Hank Aaron or Wayne
Or someone like
Gretzky
Scott Peterson
or
coming
Scott
in,
Peterson,
stirring,
telling us,
stirring the pot.
but maybe it stirred the pot, but then was like, yeah, we're kind of seeing kind of the same way.
No, I didn't mean it in the bad way. I meant it in
Yeah.
a good way.
We love the pot being stirred.
All b-ball players should thank their players. Every athlete, actually. All b-ball players should thank their players. All co-hosts should thank their co-hosts. Thank you, Armand.
Thank you. No, thank you.
No,
Marco.
thank you, Armand.
And we should thank our guests. Thank
And
you.
we should thank
you, Raj and Scott and your cousin Steffi, right?
And
who
Fred,
else
Mama
is out
Renee, Sister
Mama
Mia,
Renee,
Nico coming in
Mia.
saying we're live.
Nico came in and then he left. He had to go to the bathroom.
Jill,
We didn't answer that.
Jill had
question.
asked who's greater, Tom Brady or Jerry Rice. She was asking on behalf of Mark. I don't know because
It's hard
I
'cause
never got to watch
As
this.
much as that last
Jerry
game
Rice
hurt,
play.
I feel like Brady having those 7 Super Bowls. And I don't know if we might even agree on that, but I think Brady having those 7 Super Bowls is just hard to surpass. It's hard to say someone else.
Records.
That's going to be hard for me. Although I didn't watch.
I'm all
Montana.
cool with saying that Jerry Rice is the greatest receiver of all time. I'm all fine
Yeah,
with
for
that.
some reason they didn't want to say Ocho Cinco and Terrell Owens wanted to say that they were better than him, which makes sense. But
Yeah.
what's this Ocho Cinco show?
I don't know.
I want to watch it
I don't know, man.
because it looks good. I like
At the end of the day, the most important position in football is the offensive line.
it.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Oh, we're
Comment.
done.
Yeah,
We're
we're
done.
done. It's movie time, man. We've been doing this for an hour. We'll be
Okay.
back Wednesday.
Yeah, but Raj, you are right. I thought you meant parents. All b-ball players should thank their parents. Because look at us. I'm not even 6 foot. Maybe if my mom was a little taller, who knows how tall I would have been.
If your mom was a little taller, you would have been taller. And
then
if your
what
mom
would've
didn't, if your mom didn't like the name Armand, you would have been a different name, I guess.
You're right.
Mia says what? Because why are we ending so early? Why are we ending so early? Why are you so quiet?
Our last 2 shows were 2
2
hours. Yeah, it could have been Okay, yeah,
No,
you're
no,
right.
no.
You're right. I'm giving excuses. Muggsy Bogues said, "F you, Harmon. I'm 5'1". I guess there's other things I don't have, but I didn't hit that genetic lottery. We'll say.
Well, but your
I
uncle
did-
hit the lottery.
My uncle.
Oh, your cousin.
No, that was my cut. That's a different. That's a different lottery.
I know.
There's genetic lottery, there's money lottery, and then there's little more important one, the immigration lottery,
Yeah,
right?
that's
The green
right.
card lottery.
I
But
wish I was
all
on the
can
top.
define your
I wish I
life.
was on that.
Any of those lotteries can define your life. Lottery and life start with L. So do L's, and that's what you do when you try to get lottery. A lot of people get L's.
A lot of important words start with L.
Lottery, love, life.
Lust, licorice, lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat. Old school. She's singing that old school song. Let's begins with an L. What other important?
I
words
wish
do
I
we
was
have?
a baller. Wish I. Oh, that song.
Yeah,
I
that
wish I
song.
was
You got
a
it.
little bit
You
of
got
time.
it. You got it.
I
You
thought
got
she
it.
was saying I was a baller.
No. You're smaller, hun. You
I
ain't
am
a-
smaller. I'm not a baller. I'm smaller.
Even though you're tallest one in
Even
the
though
house,
I'm taller, I am the tallest one here.
tallest one in the apartment.
Yeah, I am. If we were a basketball team, I would be the 5 because of my genetics.
I see you rolling your eyes over there, Terrell.
I'm just waiting for him to look at us. All this show,
Terrell,
I've been waiting-
he's lovable. That starts with an L.
Yeah, because he's got 2 L's in his name.
That's pretty good. I like
Yeah, he
that.
does.
Skilo is 5'8". Who's Skilo and Skilo type beat?
Yeah, well, Skilo doesn't play basketball. That's why they're 5'8". Longevity. Scott said
Skilo.
something about
No,
longevity.
she's over here talking about.
Yeah, I would have hit the longevity an
I
hour.
wish. Oh,
Longevity. Yeah, that was good
Longevity.
for our little sports conversation.
Scott Peterson, longevity. He's right.
Longevity, yeah. Listen,
Lincoln.
Lincoln, yeah, like the car, the car. Listen, Mia, you were getting. I'm the Tiago Splitter of his. Well,
You're the Tiago Splitter of the
Splitter
BS
showed
basketball
up a
team?
couple years. I don't know where he's at now, but he showed up.
You're the Luis Scola.
Nah, you know who always interested me?
When you show up,
Silva?
when you show up, people get frustrated because they're like, "Why the hell is this guy playing so
No,
good?"
you know who interested me was
Luis Scola.
Elia Silva, the big guy, the bald guy who was on the Cavs with LeBron. I
Yeah,
think he
the
was
one
even
in
on
the
Heat,
championship.
too.
Yeah, the first when they made it to the championship.
That guy.
The Pistons.
That guy,
Not the Pistons.
not the Pistons.
Spurs. They played.
You know the Pistons before the Warriors, Kwame Brown. You know the Pistons before the Warriors made like 5 straight AFC, 5 straight Eastern Conference Championship games, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They made 5 straight. You had to get through the Pistons to win.
Damn. Yeah, they were. Yeah,
Just for those 5 years.
like in the early 2000s.
Because you beat the Lakers in the finals, lost to the Spurs in 7 games, and then it was Heat,
Mhm.
and then Cavs, and then Celtics.
Look at you, Mon. There was no special guest today. We
Scott doesn't want us to leave.
we're not. Yeah, we got 10 minutes. We're no special guest today. Special guest tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Wednesday.
What
Giltner Creative from LA.
What would you say is the
The
toughest individual sport? Okay.
Hockey. No, that's not individual. Sport.
Individual sport. So I'm going to start. We were talking about tennis. So tennis is up there until you tell me the next individual sport. We're going to move in the ladder. So we got tennis. What's beating tennis?
Gymnastics. Gymnastics, man. Gymnastics is tough.
Gymnastics.
Especially the gymnasts who do the all around. That do everything. Track and field's
track
hard.
and field, boxing. I mean, you can keep going. MMA, right? The toughest individual sport. I want to give you a one answer.
I'm saying
Gymnastics is good. But I'll say different. I feel like, Greg Morrison said MMA. Mr. Morrison.
Oh, we got it. Someone wants to give Greg Morrison a shout
off the
out.
seat.
He did get Terrell off the seat. That's hilarious.
King Greg. I think MMA. You know, I want to do a different one. You said gymnastics. I think that's a good one. I think all of them are.
I don't think at the end of the day we're not tough enough to do them.
water polo.
That's team sport. That's a
Well,
tough team sport. Yes.
I could be good at water polo if it was like we love you too.
We love you, Greg. Oh yes, we do. We love you, Greg, and that is true. And when you're not near us, we're blue. Oh, Greg Morrison, we love you. Ah! All right, water polo though, yeah, tough.
Make sure
Especially
you let
when you
all the
can't touch the
Morrisons
floor.
know we say hello.
Yes, all of them, every single one,
But
even
every
Nick,
single one.
especially Nick, not Ethan.
Not Ethan. Anyways, now he'll tell us hello. I think MMA water polo though, if it was 3 feet water, I feel like we'd be good. If we didn't have to tread. Honestly, water polo, you look at water polo is like an iceberg. Because you see the tip of the iceberg is what they're playing with. But then on the bottom of the iceberg,
Okay.
it's the treading the water.
That was good. That was
Really?
good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You were lost at first.
Well, at the beginning, I was like, well, yeah.
because it is, because we usually see this stuff, but then
Hold on, no, ignore Raj for a
Okay.
second. No, I want to hear this.
But no, because all you see is handball. It's like soccer with your hands. That's it's kind of. Then you see a little little aggressiveness, a little tackling. Who everyone that plays aggressive 2-hand touch with their friends. Then you realize this is Olympic. This is 12 feet water. These are 6 feet men.
Yeah.
They could.
Yeah.
And
No.
so not only are you doing that, you're walking. You got to be running with your feet. Your feet are wheels because you're treading.
So I was in Boy Scouts. I was at Camp Bartle. They do water polo tournaments there. At least when I was in Boy Scouts. Scouts honor. It's all Scouts honor. And so Bartle, they have water polo tournaments for all the groups, I guess. I can't remember what they're called. There was the below 5 feet and the over 5 feet leagues or tournaments.
I'd be with
There
the
was-
whole 5 feet.
Well, so those are the ones where you get to touch the ground, in the short, in the lower end, whatever. I played in the deep end one also. It is tough because you have to be swimming
I don't want to.
while trying to throw a ball, while trying to outman someone, while trying to
I don't think I
catch
could.
a ball. It's just hard. It's tough.
You know what? Talking about team sports, that's a
American
hard one.
Ninja, yes, American Ninja is very hard.
See, a lot of these individual sports, it's
requires-
interesting. We're all saying all these are hard. Team sports at least takes away, okay, you're responsible for this, you're responsible
Yeah.
for this. Individual sports, you're the team.
That's why that's why having an individual game plan on a team sport never works,
Wow, look at you. You can try your hardest, like Mahomes did.
and it's
But
not.
in the end, a team sport is a team effort. There we go. Because we can host it. We can
I don't know
have
what
a
that
crowd.
was. I just.
But we need our guests too. Now, what's Raj saying? Trying to be an elite athlete while
Oh, my
maintaining
cousin.
weight. Yeah, you're
cousin
right.
George plays water polo. Water polo. All right.
Wow.
That's my cousin George. That's That's cousin Steffi's nephew.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's I think when Lily worked at the rec, she said like they'd come and they would practice water polo and stuff.
Water polo is where I think that's the first sport I ever saw played wearing Speedos.
Really?
Yes. I don't know if there's any other sport that wears Speedos when they play.
And you're right, Scott. That's the difference. Individual sport, the team doesn't touch the court. The team doesn't touch the field. Only one person does. But individual sport, the team is that coaching staff, this training staff. In Williams, it's whoever her coach is, right? You could even say it's our support group because it's that individual basis. There's not too many people on that team. The difference is in team sports, the team is playing. The team has a direct effect.
You know what? We didn't even talk about swimming as a tough individual sport. Cousin Steffi brings up swimming. Swimming's a very tough individual. Yeah, swimming, the training. Man.
Diving.
Boxers use swimming as a training tactic to. I can't remember. It's the resistance. Something to do with the resistance.
Because the water slows your resistance, I think.
Yeah, it makes
it's
every-
slower to move. And have you ever tried moving your hands in water? It's slower.
Yeah. So swimming. That's not even one we talked about. That's not
I forgot. I'm sorry.
shit or crap.
I'm sorry.
One of the greatest Olympic athletes of all time was a swimmer. I totally forgot about that.
I don't know, Scott, and it's kind of the same thing. If Brady had a
Would Michael Jackson be Michael Jackson if Randy, not
Randy Jackson was a Jackson?
No.
He
I'm
is-
talking about his dad. His dad's name is not Randy. Would Michael Jackson? Would the Jackson 5 happen if their dad wasn't who their dad was?
And would Brady have won 6 Super Bowls if it wasn't for Belichick? I know
If
that's
he
an
wasn't drafted to the
argument everyone's gonna
Patriots, we can play this what if game all we want. We can play the what if game.
say. That is, but I mean, you are right. In individual sports, we forget about the team, kind of like with quarterbacks, we forget about the team. So maybe individual sports and team sports are kind of similar.
Joe
But,
Jackson, yeah, Joe Jackson.
Joe
Would the
Jackson.
Jackson 5 happen if Joe Jackson wouldn't have pushed him so hard, or been someone who
So
worked in
even
music?
in individual sports, it's individual because of I would say their direct effect on the sport. But
So my cousin went to a high school called Valhalla, and that was the name of like the recent Assassin's Creed games. So that's kind of cool. I just
yeah.
but that is yeah, that's right.
You're right. Even
None
though
of us
it's a
would-
team sport.
Raising a family is a team sport. Raising a family it's a
These teams.
Oh, Greg.
These teams.
Norseman. All right, so he didn't go to Valhalla. I guess went to Norseman. I don't know. This is what happens when family starts talking and
This is what happens.
they have a
when-
conversation
when
in
all
the comments.
of your family just comes in. Or not.
Mia asked when her and her roommate can make their coffees on appearance. Whenever you want, you can just text me.
I think you're right.
We
Scott.
don't. You can if you want to be on Coffees On, you can email us at CoffeesOnKS. Coffees On Kansas abbreviation. Coffees On KS
We'll have our
at
secretary
Gmail.
talk to you, and we'll schedule a time if it fits best with us.
We'll have a secretary. I'm the damn secretary. You're the social media guy.
It could be an unpaid internship, or we'll offer college credit.
Mom, do you want an unpaid internship?
But I think Scott's right. It takes a village to build a champion, whether that's team or individual.
It takes a village.
Because you said it takes a village, and I said to build a champion. That kind of sounded pretty cool. We came together as a team.
Let's see. Yeah, so Mia, you can do.
What did
Cousin
your
Steffi
say?
wants to come on and do trivia one day. We can do trivia. We can play trivia games. We got the book of trivia.
Yeah, we got it. We got
We got the book of Eli.
We got it for now. But these are hard questions.
Hey, if anyone's got a business to promote, we got ways to promote your business too. We'll do it for free. I don't care. Look, we could do a little banner right there. We could do a little ticker on the bottom where it says like contact. I can give out my mom's phone number for people who need haircuts, but she probably wouldn't like that. We can put a picture up here of your logo. Look at that. We'll hang a banner in the background. We could do a little something like that. Look at that. This is a group thing here. Coffee's On isn't just 2 people. It's just not us.
It's a team.
It's a village.
It's a village.
It takes a village to run a StreamYard.
It does.
It takes a village.
It does. Because if they weren't here, who would we be talking to? Terrell? You think he would like that?
I don't know what you mean by provide your own script, Mia, because we don't even have a script for this show. I missed a joke.
No. I just saw him. He had no. What is this?
Emotion?
Called? Emotion, but his head moved.
Are we required to provide our own script? I don't know what that means, but if you want us to introduce you in a certain way, then yes, you would have to type up a script for us.
No, you don't have to.
Because if
do it.
anything, we're just going to come up with our own
Yeah,
introduction.
Mia, you come on and we just talk. Whatever you want to talk about.
Scott, here you go. Look, he needs help promoting this Facebook Talk program.
He needs a platform, huh?
He may just be making fun of us. Hey, we're on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Periscope. Periscope's just a fancy word for Twitter.
Yeah, Periscope's just a live streaming thing, I think.
He said, just kidding.
Sorry, I'm looking at these. Oh, this is cool. This is a good. I'm trying to find a good question.
Nico wants to walk in with the Rey Mysterio intro. That's cool. We got someone from the 619 in the group right now. That's just SoCo.
Where's 619? Oh, Soko?
Yeah. Southern Comfort.
Yeah. Southern Comfort. You know who loves Southern Comfort? Our friend Jeff, who's not here.
Oh, Jeffrey. Goes to the bathroom at work to kill time.
Wow.
What'd you read?
No, these are just interesting questions.
Well, let's hear one.
Who was the first U.S. president to hold a televised news conference?
I don't know. ABC?
The question was, who was the first U.S. president? Your answer was ABC.
I thought it was news outlet. I heard half of the question. Was it Roosevelt?
It was not. Later.
Wow. Oh, hey! Cousin Steffi's got the hookup. She knows Jessica Sanchez. She knows. Scott got an answer.
Later than Truman.
Later than Truman.
He said Roosevelt. I said later, but I didn't.
It's not ABC or Fox.
It's not ABC or Fox. CBS could be part of the team. Who knows?
I ain't my girlfriend. I would no.
Maybe.
American Idol. Jessica Sanchez. Ain't nobody.
Jessica Sanchez.
Ain't nobody
about
came
her.
on American Idol that can sing better than her.
You do talk about it. JFK. There you go. Ding, ding, ding.
Scott
That's
Peterson.
Gives us a look at where TV has been like when it kind of started becoming big. Eisenhower. You were close, Raj. One more president.
Stop being biased with the Kansas president.
Hey, if there's someone who knows his politics, knows his presidents, it's
Yeah.
Raj. Other than me, it's
Happy
Raj.
President's Day to our future president, Raj. I love it. He'll be a president of something.
wow.
He'll be a president.
Wow, president of something.
Hey.
Speaking of presidents, whose 2005 funeral did 5 kings, 4 queens, and 70 presidents and prime ministers attend?
Hold on. This is for a president that died?
No, I didn't say who.
Oh, was it Queen? Was it Princess Diana?
2005. No,
Oh,
Princess Diana died in
1997.
2005 funeral. And the questions I'm asking, it's like answers that someone or people are gonna know. So like
Who died in 2005 that was that big? No, Diana died in 97.
97. Diana was 97.
Yeah, the key word there was the year 2005.
2005. Gerald Ford. Wow, it's not that, but Gerald Ford did die. I think 2004. Wow. What did I say? He knows his presidents.
Mia, the promoter. Reagan's wife, Nancy. Was it Nancy?
No, not Nancy Reagan.
I do remember. I think she passed later than 2005.
2006, but
Good guess though. Dang,
who's
we got a lot of
we
smart.
have some
We
good
got
guess,
trivia
yeah.
people here.
But remember, this has to be a
She
big
died in
enough,
2016.
This has to be a big enough funeral where it's 5 kings, 4 queens, and 70 presidents and prime ministers.
Did the Queen of England die?
Not a queen of England. Who has had?
Oh, Greg
Wow.
Morrison!
Wow!
Greg
Pope
Morrison!
John Paul II. Yes.
Ah.
He comes in. Of course he would. I knew he would know.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. Pope John. You know where I was for that? I was in my grandma's room. We were watching on her TV in the corner. She was laying in bed. We were just watching it. Yeah, she had me watch it with her. I remember that.
There you go. Yeah.
Boom. Pope
Yeah, yeah.
John Paul II.
You know,
died in
we see the answer,
2005.
and then we think, oh, that makes sense. They would come for the Pope's funeral. 5 kings,
Scott, I'm with
4
you, man.
queens. I know.
I'm with
That was
you.
his only guess too.
Dang.
That was his only guess. This guy.
Cousin Steffi said she went to church right after that.
Yeah, maybe that is
That's
a good
good.
time to go to.
That is a good thing.
Hey, what movie stars?
I was gonna say we did a rosary that day. I think
Wow.
not when he had passed away, but his funeral. I remember we had all gathered in the gym and watched it on the big screen at St. Pius X. Hey, that's a good question. And for the audience too, what were some of the things where school took the time to watch for the historical purpose? Because we watched the not the Queen, but the Prince get married in my math class.
Wow. I
We
remember the
watched-
teachers all wore different hats and stuff for that. Like it was like a big.
Really,
they
the
made it
wedding,
like a big
the
thing.
royal
Yeah.
wedding. Yep, the royal
wedding.
We
the,
watched
the first
Yep.
first prince.
in middle school. We got OJ
was.
trials. Cousin Steffi, OJ trial. Yep.
Obama's inauguration.
OJ trial was really now introduced. Wait, what was that?
Obama's inauguration, the first one.
Was he not? Yep, during the day. Yep.
It was 5th grade too.
OJ trial. Yes, OJ trial is what led to cameras in the courtroom. That kind of broke.
The Challenger.
Mia, you weren't
Mia.
even a thought when. Mom was younger than you when that happened. The Challenger.
The Challenger.
The Oklahoma bombing aftermath.
Wow.
Yep. Just some things that you never forget where you were.
And
Or
there are
reasons
some
why
other
school-
things,
yeah.
But school
When
I
it,
feel
yeah.
like the only thing that they took the time was Obama's inauguration. People talked about that royal wedding. No one
the
else
current
really-
Pope, we watched him when the Cardinals had chose
He
them.
talked about it, yeah.
We
Yeah,
watched
that's
it
different,
live.
private school, public school, so that would make sense.
Scott remembers the twin in school, the Twin Towers, and I was in preschool. I can't remember that day really. I can't remember. Maybe my mom could help fill in.
Yeah, my mom tells you where
I
I
don't
was
know.
being babysat by my aunt, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah. You are right. You're absolutely right. I don't know if that was a school thing, but yeah, we'll always remember where we were.
I wasn't in
when
school.
the-
I was sitting on
when
that
the Capitol
couch.
was attacked. Yep.
I mean, on that chair.
I was in my parents' living room.
I
in my
was
parents'
right
living room.
there.
Steffi 911. I don't remember
9/11.
that. Oh, she's saying 9/11. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so my cousin Steffi lived with us
Oh,
for a while, and I
okay.
guess she had been living with us just then
You're-
when that had
yeah.
happened.
Wow.
Watched it at the horse place. What horse place? Oh, Deanna Rose. You watched it at Deanna Rose. Yeah.
Yeah, where we were during
Pope
when did
Francis, that's
school kind of be like, okay, we got to pause school? I know for my parents, your parents, our parents, the Challenger was the thing. Where my mom said they were brought in because she was in the States. They were brought in. She was probably around 4th grade, 2nd grade, I don't know. And they watched it, and it was the bringing the big TV, and then it explodes. But they all kind of clapped because they thought it's a movie. They didn't. And then I think the teachers quickly turned it off. Because think about elementary school students.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you're absolutely right. Wow, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And I'm glad you asked that question because I think it's a fascinating thing to see where people were in these big events.
I'm trying to think of other things that had happened
I mean,
while we were in school.
one
Prince.
big
Oh,
thing-
Prince died while I was in school. I remember one of my teachers watching. We had tuned to CNN. We were watching that.
I won't say we weren't in school for this, but this was the first thing that I think affected me the most in my life was the Kobe's passing.
Yeah.
That's the thing where we weren't in school because it was a Sunday, but
Yeah.
we remember where we were.
Raj, a happier thing. I was in my journalism room watching that. Yes.
I was, fun fact, Raj, they couldn't get it playing at lunch. So I had to go to our principal, whose name was Dr. Murphy at the time. And I told her, hey, it's on whatever channel it was on, NBC. No one knows, but they cheered.
Yeah.
They didn't know it was me, but yeah. And then we watched it in class too, in AP Euro.
Your mom mentions the
you said
Columbine shooting. That was 1999, 2000. So we
It
would.
was 999.
I don't. Obviously, we don't remember anything except
We
what we
don't.
watched from the historical. But yeah, Columbine shooting.
There was a friend I had in elementary school. My mom was friends with his mom. They were Virginia Tech people, and so Virginia
Oh,
Tech shooting happened in
yes.
2005.
Yes. So I was in.
We were in elementary school.
Yes, Virginia Tech. Oh my God, I totally
was-
forgot about that. I was in my math class when that happened. My math teacher had told us, and then we went to music because music was next, and our music teacher everyone was talking about it. They were
Yeah.
like, someone in my class had laughed
Oh,
and got in big trouble for laughing.
Uh-oh, your teacher went out.
Oh,
Okay.
my teacher went off.
Uh-oh.
It was bad.
Me, I had to be
Yeah,
really
that-
young with Michael. I remember we lived in California. My mom was taking a nap. I'm watching Sports Center, and I didn't hear, but they said so and so died.
Mhm.
They both, and then one of the hosts, who's still a host right now, said, "Wow." And they both looked in shock. So I go on Yahoo.com, and I wake up my mom. Michael Jackson just died. She's coming up from her nap. What?
Mm.
So we just put it on TV and all that.
I'm trying to think also, when he had died, I was in my basement. I was playing
Mhm.
Xbox. I had just tuned it from the cable box was on CNN for some reason. I don't know why, but I tuned it to cable after playing Xbox. And there it was, the coverage at the mansion in California. Sandy Hook, yep.
We were in high school. We were freshmen. I remember someone had mentioned, I don't think it hit, I was in my debate class when someone said it. Someone mentioned it.
Hmm.
We were freshmen in high school. Sorry, I should say.
Scott, what is that? What is
Wow,
that?
Scott. Scott, I can't pinpoint a time I remember that because that just always happens. You know, whether we're unranked and someone else is ranked.
Scott Peterson over here.
Speaking of rankings, they had to release the new AP rankings.
Yeah.
Has the team that what's his face who does the big? Why am I blanking on his name? Fran Fraschilla. He said he doesn't want to face this team in the NCAA tournament.
Who's this team?
He said the Kansas Jayhawks. He doesn't want to see him as a 5 or 6 seed.
I told you that they get the right matchup, but of course Fran would say that. He covered by Big 12 guy. He's a Big 12 guy. I wouldn't.
Okay, Kansas went to 23. Arkansas went to 24. Mizzou dropped 10 spots to 20.
Yep. Oh, good. So you guys made it back in the rankings then.
I thought we would.
Excellent.
But now,
they beat
now it
Oklahoma
gets
State.
tough. You got K-State, and then you got, I don't know in what order, but it's Tech, Texas, and Baylor for KU.
Man.
If they could win, they got to win K-State. They got to beat them. They have to cover. They have to play well against them. Then you got those 3. You win 2 of those 3. I'm kissing the ground. One of those 3 is what I want.
You win 2 of those 3. I am kissing the ground. I love that. I love that a lot. Which ground are you kissing? The apartment.
If we went all of
you
them,
get to pick the apartment carpet, the apartment tile, the bathroom floor. Look at this. You're just getting.
Stop it. I don't want to be. Mom,
Lily, people are flirting with our mom. No, I'm kidding.
it's my mom.
I was talking about cousin Steffi.
I
know that your mom's talking about the one above your mom. The
Mom, you should scroll up to see Mr. Morrison's stuff.
Scott Peterson's calling it.
1980
He's calling it now.
Over again. I don't know. They were the 6th. Look who did. Look what you did. Look what you did. What happened?
Armand just got called adorable, and everybody just agreed. He is adorable.
What happened to the Blue Bloods this year? Well, Scott, we mentioned that one Blue Blood, KU, like 1988. They're in the rankings again.
Everyone's got to have their fall. I mean, it's got the turnover has to happen at some point.
Every dynasty falls. Isn't that a quote?
What happened to the Patriots this year?
It happened to Rome. If it can happen to Rome, it can happen to anyone. Right, Terrell? You agree?
If it can happen to
I
Rome,
love having a live audience.
If it can happen to Rome, it can happen to anything. Lord, oh my God, that's hilarious. That is true. That's very true. Thinking of how big Rome was.
We don't know. I don't know.
Blue Bloods is in all day on Wednesday. I don't know. We're talking basketball, cousin Steffi, not the CBS show. With what's his?
Yeah, he's in Friends, and he even had
Tom
Selleck.
Tom Selleck. There we go. Boom.
There we go.
That's Blue Bloods. Yes, she said it. She know. Yeah, we know your joke. Yeah, she did the laughing emojis. She over here kidding. She got jokes. She got jokes. Everyone's a comedian on Coffee's
Everyone's
On.
a comedian on Coffee's On. Hey, here's a hard question.
What's up?
What movie stars Eddie Murphy in 4 roles, including Prince Hakeem, who visits
Coming to America.
Oh,
That's too easy of a question.
Marco 1, Terrell 0.
Terrell didn't even know he was playing. Yeah, cousin Steffi. I now see where Nico gets it from. And our cousin Rachel, too. We got all comedians in the family. All comedians.
I don't know. What 1997
Renee
movie,
made me too serious. What?
What 1997 movie finally sank Star Wars from its position as all-time box office champ?
What year?
1997.
Was it Titanic?
Yeah, you should have heard the question. I said, what 1997 movie finally sank?
Oh,
what it
I
said.
just think 1997. Titanic was the biggest movie to come out in 1997. Yeah. How many times did you guys see Titanic in theater? Because that's the thing. No,
We didn't.
think of it like this. Think of that. People how many times did people go see The Empire Strikes Back in the movies? How many times did people go see?
Well, they
other
knew it.
movies would come out?
Titanic.
Yeah. See, it's like wasn't Randy Marsh that went and saw Titanic like 3 times and.
What?
He went and saw Titanic like 3 or 4 times in South Park, man. At the Glenwood Theater. Yep.
Oh, here's a movie question that I think is kind of, because I didn't know it. I think this is a difficult one.
What?
What
So
movie?
that makes it a difficult one because you didn't know it.
Well, let's see if you know it, mister. I know movies. I watch movies.
I don't know every.
Is that
I didn't say
Morgan?
I didn't know every movie.
No, I know.
question.
That was someone else. who understands movies better than I do. What movie brought
I think that person just shook their head.
What movie brought Nicole Kidman an Oscar nomination for her performance as the courtesan Satine? Those are two words that were hard for me to say. Number 3. Courtesan.
What movie brought Nicole Kidman an Oscar nomination for performance as the courtesan Satine?
Satine. You said it almost exactly how I said it.
I don't know. Eyes Wide Shut. Look at that.
Eyes Wide Shut. Not that movie.
Oh.
Is that a movie? I don't know. I think her eyes were just vanilla. No, not that movie. Is this the same movie that I know?
Here, I'll look.
Is this the same movie that I know the French song? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
Oh, I don't know. Oh.
That gave a big hint.
No, I think
Also, don't say that in French.
that's Lady Marmalade, isn't it?
Oh.
That's from. You're thinking of
But I thought the name of the movie is that movie.
Vous bouchez à vous là.
No.
C'est quoi?
Voulez-vous coucher
Voulez-vous?
avec moi ce soir?
Nah. Is that
She said one of the words of the movie. Because I think Lady Marmalade's the song.
there you go.
It's Moulin Rouge. I
Moulin
don't know if that's
Rouge.
the same song, actually.
Moulin Rogue.
But-
Moosh. Goosh. Couscous. Isn't there a food called couscous?
There is.
Yeah.
I don't know
You want some
where it's from.
couscous?
It might be somewhere in. I don't know.
Couscous, yeah. Live studio audience agrees.
These entertainment.
Moulin Rogue. All right, Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge.
Yeah,
That's how they say
wow. Look, me and Mulan.
Yeah.
What?
it. No. That's how you
Mulan?
pronounce it. Oh, damn it. See, look. I can't. I'm not a comedian.
I'm looking at. Hoo, hoo, hoo. What star of Jerry Maguire and As Good as It Gets?
Cuba Gooding Jr.
I'm not gonna answer.
Voulez-vous
Finish the
chez
question.
avec
These,
mon
I feel like
sexo?
these are easy entertainment questions.
No, the Nicole Kidman one was good because she's in a lot of good movies.
What? I would never have known this.
End us on a good note.
What is Miss Piggy's surname? Yeah, I would never get this.
Miss Piggy's surname?
Yeah.
Muppet Piggy?
No.
Helen?
I feel no, not Helen.
That's crazy. She answered that so quick. I was like, maybe it is Helen. Shoot.
I don't know. Like I feel
Margaret? Is it
You can just-
Penny? Patricia? I'm thinking the names with P's. Peggy?
like the last name has no letters that have Miss Pig that are in Miss Piggy. So it's really
Steffi?
he's dying. Scott Peterson is dying to know Miss Piggy's surname.
What is it?
It's Lee.
Huh.
What type of name is that? Was that not a good note to end on?
Peggy is Margaret. I don't know what that means.
Really?
Peggy
Maybe
is
that's like
Margaret.
short for
She's making it.
Margaret. I don't know. I know some other. I don't know.
Interesting. That was it. Look at that. That's a thought to chew on. There's your Muppet fact of the day.
Your Muppet fact of the day. Banana. Banana.
All right, we're gonna watch a movie now. Yeah, we're gonna watch a movie.
once.
Terrell.
I was thinking of a joke to say, but I think he's tired of mine.
Terrell's playing with the Los Angeles Chargers right now.
Oh, what's that face?
That face
He was
is. That
ready.
face is. Y'all better stop your stream so we can watch this HBO movie.
No, we're not watching the movie till either another minute 9 or another 4 quarters.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back Wednesday. Giltner Creative.
Wednesday.
He wasn't in the comments today. That's all right
He
because he'll
wasn't.
be on the stream on
He
Wednesday.
will.
Guy from LA. LA. We got an LA fan in the house. We got an LA fan in the
There
house.
you go, Scott. You can now sleep.
Good night, Scott. Steffi, go enjoy the beach.
We'll see you guys later.
Love you guys. Have a good one. So we'll make sure we learn the happy birthday to sing to you on Wednesday.
We'll see you guys Wednesday at 10 a.m.
10
Central.
a.m.
10 a.m.
Oh, I didn't end the broadcast. Oops.
It's okay.
We're still on
It's
technically.
okay. It's okay. And I love trivia.
Boom. In broadcast.
Oh, who is the god